Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. I forgot to get the music going. Let me drink some coffee here. Alright. So, what were we doing in the last episode? I remember we had a crap problem, which was that the arcade stuff was jammed up, which means the whole thing wasn't running for a while. Like if we look at AUG consumption. Well? Huh. Well, no, I guess it was blocked at 4 a minute when it should be able to go up to 20 a minute. Yeah, we were blocked off for like a full hour, which was pretty rough. So hopefully that can catch up a little faster. Yeah, 20 a minute is now my max rate. So hopefully that catches things up. We've got the arcades are also now wanting to be rendered when possible. And someone in the comments mentioned something about brains to lard, and yeah, we unlocked this recipe that I completely didn't know about. This is huge. We have all sorts of extra brains. Well, we might not actually, but we do right now. So what we could easily do is if we have extra brains, we could pull them. Actually, no, we do have extra brains, right? Yeah, we have all sorts of extra brains. So we could convert those extra brains into lard, and then send it back to here when lard is a little bit lower. Not to mention, I mean, I guess I'm changing from jerky to biocrud, which could be a bad thing, but sometimes that could be a good thing. So there's a whole question there of like, do I want to change all my extra brains into lard, or only some of them if I need lard? And I think the answer is only some of them if I need lard. So what we need for that is bioreactors, and I'm actually going to set that up right now because I'm tired of having these lard issues. So I'm going to do bioreactor Mark 1. I don't know how many I need. It looked like a slow recipe. Here, 15 seconds. So, yeah. 15 seconds to make 10 though. So that's almost 1 a second, which is pretty fast when you consider that all of these put together can only produce 0.667 lard a second. So I probably don't need 10 bioreactors. I probably need like 4 or 5. Anyway, what I'll probably do is I'll measure how much lard is in here, and I'll measure... Well, I don't know if I need to measure this. I think I can just extract the most spoiled brains. Well, no, this is... Hold on. This is a little confusing. So this thing exists just to sit here while things spoil. These are all going to turn into spoilage. So if the question is, would I rather have a lard or would I rather have a jerky? The answer is always a lard, you know, but if I don't need the lard, maybe not, because at that point we're just trading a jerky for a biocrud, and they both have their uses in the sense of what we can turn them into, because the jerky can be turned into phytoplankton. We also need it for a couple food types, though it's really only for food types, isn't it? And what were the phytoplankton options? Jerky is a better alternative, I think, right? This is 15-second crafting time. This is only a 10-second crafting time. So jerky's better than tin. There is a world where I utilize that, but other than that, jerky doesn't do much. Biocrud, however, does do quite a bit. I mean, maybe not. Now this one's interesting. Hold on. What is this? Nitrogen B-type? What is B-type molasses? E-type molasses, I feel like I've looked at this before. It uses filtration media and A-type molasses, which 50 turns into 100, so 5 would turn back into 10. So we use a very small amount for each cycle of 250 wastewater. We're using really just 5 B-type molasses, which is 2.5 A-type molasses, which is 0.25 tufra, to make 250 wastewater, which then could be turned into 12.5 urea. So that's a weird way to turn tufra plus electricity, and then that lets us turn biocrud into urea. That is also an interesting loop to think about. Now, we can't make it yet, by the way, but it's pretty early in Pi 2. In fact, it is one of the first Pi 2 sciences. So, also, y'all, I just realized we're going to be able to upgrade our non-bulk inserter capacity. That's huge. That's a huge deal. Anyway, let's go grab those bioreactors, and we're going to get those plugged in, and that's going to be great. Because now we'll have more lard, and we get brains from Vraux, we get brains from Augs, like we get brains from all sorts of places. So, and we're not really using brains for much anyway, and we're only gonna do excess brains turned into lard. So, this will be super nice. Alright, and then, oh, that never got turned on. Whoops. Well, unfortunate. I guess I'm gonna call 3 good enough. Or 5. We'll just grab 5. Call that good enough. Okay. So back to the crap. What other things can I make? I should probably look at this. So can I turn meat into something useful just by itself? We can once we have the atomizer recipes. Like cyanic will be a big one, and then probably from there, I don't care much about ores, because ores are easy enough to mine, but maybe nitrogen. That's like free nitrogen. Maybe chromium, because then I don't need the syngas. Copper and iron, not so much. Tin is easy with steam. But I could see doing those other ones. What about, so we looked at meat. I know guts, we already, it's on my list. It's on my to-do list. Guts can be turned into hydrochloric acid as well, so that's a thing. So over here, we're gonna have some sort of situation with bioreactors. Oh, there it is, guts to HCl right in front of us. Okay, I guess we're just not doing that at this very moment, but that is an option. Oh, cellulose and manure bacteria into gasoline. That seems bad. Manure bacteria seems way worse than the other routes I have to gasoline, but that does exist. Good to know. Okay, so what we want to do is we need to measure a combo of things. Like, we need to measure if brains... So what's happening here? So brains are at 112% of what we need for them. So what's the... Okay, we have a little bit of buffer built in. So they're stopping slaughtering animals at the 2500 range, but we're only outputting at the 3000 range. I also realized we never put one of these in for lard, which is kind of I mean, it makes a sort of sense because I've never had too much lard, but it is possible. I also... Oh, no, I guess it'll remove lard if it's about to spoil. That's what this whole spoilage scanner is about. Right. Okay, so anyway, all we need to do is bring the signal... I think this green... Is it the green or the red? Oh, shoot, I don't know which one's which. Green... Definitely not green. Green is everything that we have. Red is just what's in the chest. Okay, perfect. So we want to bring the red signal up from here up to this guy. And then we need a combinator of the decider variety. And we say, hey, if brains, just brain. And we plug in the red and we plug in green from this. And so we say if green, I mean, it's simple. If brains on green is greater than, let's say, no, it literally doesn't matter. I don't need to measure brains. I can literally, okay, hold on. Because I don't need to have extra brains. I literally just need to have lard being needed. Lard on red. Also, how did a stack of lard get in here? That is scary to me. I guess it's 2 hours old. So something happened way back when where I got too much lard somehow. But that feels like a bad thing. Oh, it spoiled. Oh, never mind. Yeah, when lard is about to spoil, it gets dumped in there. That's just how that works. Anyway, so if lard is less than 1,000, so I don't actually need a combinator here. So we'll just do this. Use filters, brain. Sorry guys, I haven't had enough coffee yet. We're still waking up, I guess. So we'll just do this, and then we load in, load out, do that. And then this is a belt of lard. That comes back and just gets dumped straight in to this, no questions asked. And that's gonna run whenever lard is, because currently we're trying to build lard up to, by the way, with brains being able to be turned into lard, does that change? Hold on. Does that change what's good for lard? Like, if we're rendering these guys, we get 1 brain and 2 lard per aug. But if we're rendering cotton guts, that's not really better. They only have 2 brains between the 5 of them. Which sounds like an insult. But it's not. That's just true. 2 brains between the 2 of them. That's funny. Okay, and then we want to enable disable this loader based on lard being less than, let's say 1,500. Wow, I'm so glad you pointed that out, whoever you were. Because that's really a helpful thing here. Now, what I also need to do then is get jerky spoilage off the end here. And there's a little bit of question in my mind of like, is there going to be a problem with biocrud anywhere on this belt? There shouldn't be. Because this belt, I mean, unless I lose power or something for an absurd amount of time, and the output gets stuck here because the outserter can't outsert. Like that's the only thing I can imagine, because the lard is gonna go on this belt. It'll get loaded directly into here, and then spoiling things get unloaded onto this belt first, and then the spoiling lard will be in there. So that should be fine. But this jerky, though, does need a alternate path here. The jerky needs to go onto that belt. Wow, this just massively changed my lard prospects. All those unused brains. Oh, that's so nice. That's gonna save us a lot of augs over time, right there. Thank you, whoever you were. I think it was John something, but I don't, that's just me going off memory of the YouTube comment, so I apologize if you're not being accurately credited. Okay, so back to PyScience, I think. I mean, would now be a good time to set up HCl from guts? Probably would. It probably would. Let's just do it. We're right here. It's on our to-do list. We're already thinking about it. And we can already do the same sort of deal. Actually, this one's a little different. This one I will base off of... You know, there's no station right here. What's going on here? Why don't I add in a... Is this an F trasher? Is that what I want? Yes. Hydrogen chloride. No, I missed. Dang it. Hydrogen chloride. Let's click more carefully. There we go. Okay, so that does that, and then that will be connected up to here. And then we've got some rotated ones. Two-way ones, okay. And then we're basically gonna unload the guts from here if this HCl is less than a certain amount. So that would be... let's just get a signal here. That would be this signal. And then I will need 5 more bioreactors. Do I need 5? I don't really know. I didn't even look at the rate. 5 is just the number I picked. Enable disable based on hydrogen chloride. Less than, let's say 65,000. Filters on guts. And then that comes up. Yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I got guts in my tummy. Literally. The rate is 10 seconds for 10 guts, so 1 guts a second. This will consume up to 5 guts a second. That's far more than I think I produce. So it'll be pretty reactive is what that means. Like it'll respond quickly to a train coming and picking stuff up. So let's go pick that up. Sweet. And then, yeah, what's next? I think that's it for what we're doing with the crap. And I mean, this is somewhat risky because I'm potentially not getting enough jerky for things. You know, like, there is a world at some point where I've screwed up because I no longer am making enough jerky for things, right? Like that. Ah! Okay. Didn't know if that train was going to stop in time. So yeah, I guess there's a little bit of fear of like, what if we use up all of the things that are spoiling? Because sodium hydroxide, or HCl, is not that hard to make. You know what I mean? Like, I guess we are using lamps, so we're saving ourselves some lamps for it, but it's really just saline water. It's not like a super expensive thing to get HCl, and I'm probably dumping HCl right now. Who knows? So yeah, there's a part of me that is thinking maybe we should measure the jerky that's in the main jerky warehouse, the jerky house. And if we have less than maybe 5,000 jerky in the jerky house, we would not do these recipes. That could be a thing. And then we do another one of these on the end. I guess we should do it like this. Perfect. Okay. So there you go. Guts are us. Making hydrogen chloride. And then that HCl is all getting piped to this guy, which is getting measured. Let's just make sure it's getting measured accurately. It is. 65,000 is how many guts? Guts is 5 each. So for 10,000, that's 5,000 guts. Yeah, that's not going to happen accidentally. Yeah, each guts is only 5 HCl. So 10,000 would be 2,000 guts. Yeah, that should work fine. Okay, I'm happy with this. This is high priority. So this is HCl, Cl from guts. Okay, cool. Back to the pYanodons. Let's get the Decalin pipe installed. We were talking about that in the last episode. And yeah, just a reminder, in 2 days, if you're watching this the day it came out, I will be streaming the 2-hour celebration and base tour and episodes, so that'll be fun. And we will be probably getting our first pYanodons in that episode. That's my hope. We'll see if that's actually going to work out that way or not. It's always possible that, you know, I'm just not as close as I think. But my hope is that we will get our first pYanodons in that stream. And I'll be streaming around, and I can't promise it'll be exactly, but around late morning to midday Eastern time, US Eastern time that is, which is going to be like 2 p.m.-ish UTC, if you care about UTC. Alright, Decalin is accessible. Over here now. Perfect. Alright, so let's get back to the crazy task we were doing here of requesting all sorts of random things. We also need a biocrud getter ritter of her. And what else is going to spoil? We're going to have jerky, biocrud, potentially chitin. No ash though, I don't think. But yeah, I think this warrants a super trasher, to be frank. So let's throw in a super trasher. Get that plugged in. Make sure we got the rails. Oh no. I should have turned off my bots. Oh well. Okay, so then we'll do an active requester chest. Where's the... That's a... Okay. Okay, that's perfect, actually. We'll do a requester chest on channel 1. I don't think the rates will ever require a fast inserter, but just in case they do. And this will request all the final pieces, which is going to be biocrud. Uh-oh. Shoot. That was on the wrong channel. Biocrud, chitin, and jerky. So we'll just let the bots handle all of that chaos. And then back to our task. Which, again, I think this is gonna work. I'm still a little unsure about this system. Am I convinced it's gonna work? We said, well, now I'm gonna need to add 5 stacks per item type because it's potential the item types are spread among all of them. So if we kind of want to do the high volume stuff in these maybe. So like native flora is 1,200 a minute. Gosh, that's a lot. Wow, that's a lot of flora. I mean, that's like constant flora trains showing up. It almost makes me wonder, hear me out for a second, should we be making automation science packs somewhere else? Because we could far more easily import what we need for the planter boxes and do that on site next to the flora here, where we can just mine. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be super honest and just say I know it's kind of annoying because what is that 0? I feel like that 0 is what's gonna crash the game somehow. I don't know what that's doing there. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm just gonna request all the things we need, which I realized that we didn't actually we didn't like build out the planter boxes here. We need a ton of ash, a ton of soil, a ton of stone bricks. Ooh, dear. I did not realize how expensive this all was. And look at that wood cost as well. That's a pretty huge wood cost. So we'll bring in logs. Goodness. I mean, look at that stone brick. Jeez. We didn't get another way to make automation science packs, right? Nope. We did not. Huh. Yeah, there's no way to make these things cheaper. It is what it is. I guess productivity later will be a big deal for making the absurd amounts. Because we're also going to need a pretty huge amount of soil here, which is going to be, yep, 9.2. Figured it would be a lot. Okay. So, yeah, I'm kind of glad we're building this in another block, actually. And then we'll just ship the final science over. So then, why don't we have the requester chest be bigger? How much bigger, exactly? I'm actually gonna make it 4. I'm gonna rebuild that. I'm gonna make this a 4 whatchamacallit situation. And then we needed how much flora for it? Oh, it's at the top. 18 flora specifically. So each of these gets 1.4. I guess we need to put flora collectors. I'm gonna put 20 and we'll go get those later. Okay, so back to this requesting things. I'm going to actually delete all this for a moment because I want to see what we actually need to request. So other high volume things are moss, and that is literally just the input for Pi2. So we do need all of that moss. 400 a minute is 8 stacks a minute, which means we probably want like 80 stacks. So we have 10 stacks worth. Yeah, I think that's sounding about right to me. So this is going to be a request threshold 20 by default, and we'll put moss 80 stacks. That is a lot of moss. And then substrate we also need in high quantities, but it's only like 3 stacks a minute. So we'll do 30 stacks of substrate. So remember, my math says we need to add 5 for each item type. So this is really 120. And then we're dividing that 120 among the total, which is not 300, but it's 12 less than that. It's 288 is my total. So 288 total, and we're at 120. Okay, and then small parts are not needed as much here. Neither are the planter boxes. So the next solid item would be glassware. Well, no. I've screwed this up. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. These ones I want to be on belts because they're high quantity. This is I'll manually move it. Yeah. Hold on. I think I've kind of screwed up here. We're gonna put the moss in this one. Moss. Because moss is such a high quantity, I don't want logistics bots dealing with it. So that one will be moss. This one will be substrate. 35 stacks, let's say. It'll be glassware. 25 stacks. That might be a little much, but that's fine. And tin. And maybe rubber. And maybe plastic? Where's the plastic needed? It's actually mostly just for Pi2 as well. What about the rubber? The rubber is for laboratory instruments, I presume. Yes. Okay. Oh, we're already up to 140 stacks. Okay, we might need to chill there. For that one. And maybe have a different one that brings in the tin and the... Yeah. Or I could just make this one bigger? I don't know. I'm also worried that there's no incoming substrate. Anyway, let's get the tin. This is just another normal requester, I think, right? Yeah. So we want tin, rubber. Tin, rubber, plastic. And that might be it. Maybe, because we're already up to titanium, right? I guess not quite. I've skipped over a lot of these middle ones, like zip your egg. Okay, yeah, because we were up to like Decalin. Or no, we got through rich clay. We haven't done petri dishes yet as well. Oh, there's so many things. Okay, let's say... First of all, do I really want this to be 20 stacks? Outflow a minute. Yeah, I mean, that's still only 20 minutes worth of tin. And rubber, that'll be like 30 minutes worth. Wait, why is that different? It's not. I just can't do math. Okay. So let's say tin, plate. We'll do 23 stacks. Each stack. I'll do 24. Rubber. This is going to be expensive. I wonder how many Vrauks. I don't want to know how many Vrauks we're eating with this. I'm not even gonna look. And then plastic would be next, and coal. Wait, what's the coal for? Oh, we already built out artificial blood. Shoot. Right axe. I deleted the other ones. I deleted the other sub blocks, but I didn't delete the artificial blood sub block. So there's a bunch of stuff we imported that we're never gonna use. Oh, that's a bummer. Like the rare earth ores and stuff. I'm gonna ignore it at this point. Water under the bridge. So we've got moss and substrate, but the substrate isn't appearing. Oh no, it did. Okay, good. Substrate came. So working our way down the large quantities of items. By the way, there's so many random fluids. We're gonna need a 6 requester. I guess we've got these 3s. I didn't leave room for them to be 6s, which was silly. I guess I could make them 6s this way if I really wanted to. That would require me disabling all of them though, rather than just filtering all of them. Okay, so plastic, cotton gut, Ralasia seed, and casein, and bones, and maybe petri dish. For plastic, yeah, that's a stack every 2 minutes. So that's still 40 minutes contained within this. Meat, we actually use a decent amount. I probably want to do spoilables in a different one though. I don't know. But plastic we can do at 24 stacks. And then there was one other thing I was thinking I would do at 24 stacks. What was it? Maybe not. Already did glassware. What's the actual small part cost if we subtract out 3.6? It's about 0.5. And given it stacks to 200, I don't think we need that here. So I guess meat could be here. Oh, cotton guts. Let's do cotton guts and Ralasia if we can. Well, can we fit that all in here? We're already at 72 stacks. Cotton gut. 94. Ralasia seed. 116. And casein. 138. Okay, perfect. Oh, and then bones, if I can manage it. We can. Perfect. Okay, so that's what we want for that one. Do we have enough lanes for loaders? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items out. We should be able to get those all out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's set up. This is set up. This one is the one we want the rest of the logistics-y things. And then we're gonna need, I think I'm just gonna use logistics for all of the spoilables. I know it's kind of annoying because meat is a pretty high rate, but that's fine. We'll need a few more logistics spots for that. So meat, we're going to request in fairly large quantities, but we want to be a little more conservative because of spoilage. We need a stack every 2.5 minutes, which means sorry, I need coffee. It means I need coffee is what it means. Stack every 2.5 minutes. So 10 stacks is 25 minutes. I think I'm okay with a train coming every 25 minutes. I don't think I want more than 10 stacks of meat. So we're gonna do meat. 10. And then the request for meat is going to be 11, because I do need a little bit of a buffer. That's only a 2.5 minute buffer anyway. But there's also whatever's in the requester chests as a buffer as well. So I think that's enough of a buffer. If I really want to be safe, maybe I do 12 stacks there. And then we need Petri dishes in total. I think I'm fine with those being, yeah, I mean, 4 minutes a stack. So 20 stacks would be 80 minutes. I think I'm okay with that. Petri dish. We'll just do the full 21 stacks, give ourselves a few minutes of buffer. Okay, so we've handled Petri dish, we've handled meat, Malaysia, bones, handled Petri dish. Soil I'll make on site. Wood, I guess we need logs, but only a small amount. Log. I mean, it literally might be like 2 stacks. Which means it's not a good one for this. It should be on this one. Yeah, log 3. Oh, by the way, we're up to 111 stacks. Is that okay? That's barely okay. We should be done on this one, right? Yeah. And then we'll put the logs in here. Okay. So logs are good. We got meat. Okay, done. Fiber, raw fiber. We need a decent amount. A stack every 5 minutes. So let's do 10 stacks for raw fiber. Or maybe 15. And we will request 16 stacks. Okay, raw fiber's done. We need optical sets. And then from there, we're almost done. We need the spoilables there. But optical sets, we need a stack every 5 minutes, so it's about the same as this. I'll do 15 for optical sets. Guys, we're doing it. Our base is gonna freak out, by the way. We might run out of power. We're like, you know, by requesting huge buffers of these things, we're spending so many resources. Maybe too many. And to accommodate the spoilable things, I actually think we have to do this real quick. That gets us up to 156. We're already doing lard in that one. We're doing meat in this one. Wait, where did I do meat? Have I not done meat yet? No, I did. It's in this one. Why did I do meat in this one? Well, I guess that's fine. The meat will spoil, immediately turn into jerky, and then jerky's requested up there. That's actually perfect. Oh, that makes me want to do the other ones here too. Okay, so meat, we said 10 stacks. Skin is kind of chill either way. Guts and brains have a pretty small spoil time, and we only need a stack every like 6 minutes. So we really only need like 10 stacks of each, guts and brains. Even 10 might be overkill. That's about an hour's worth, though. That's not that overkill. There's a part of me that's like, what if we've got science backed up, though? We're just forever increasing our usage of these resources by requesting them unconditionally. Should we add a condition to the request? And the answer is like, technically, yeah, I should, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Guts. The easy way to fix this, and I can pretty easily fix this later. Let's go down to 11 stacks, by the way. 11 stacks and brain. 11 stacks. The easy way to fix this later is to offload these onto a combinator, a decider combinator that has a condition of like sciences. So like if our sciences are backed up, it will turn off the request for all the spoilable materials. We might need a few of them between all these, but that's like not that hard of an option to do. So I think that's the plan. Okay, just browsing through here. We've got everything. We've even got the Decalin. We've got all these. I still need Vrout Cocoon and Zippier Egg. So how much of each of those? Zippier Egg is a stack every 6 minutes. So 10 stacks. How much space do we have left here? We have to add 30. So we're really at 117. We still got plenty of stacks left. Okay, perfect. So why don't I do Zippier Egg, and I do think 10 is perfect for this. So we'll do 11, and then Zippier Egg and Vrout Cocoon stack every 7 minutes. So again, I think 10 stacks is just about fine. Vrout Cocoon. Am I providing those anywhere? I don't actually remember. And why is Zippier Egg not showing up here? Am I out of trains? Oh yeah, those set their recipe dynamically. I was like, what is going on here? That looks really odd. Wait, what's happening here? They're struggling to get rid of all their stone. Because they all turned off recently? But why did they turn off? I'm so confused. Oh, right. There's a stone version and a non-stone version. So they must have run out of stone for a moment. And so we switched to the free version. Oh, it's because we have enough moss. Oh, we're measuring. This should be a bigger chest, by the way. Anyway, that's all. Maybe improve moss. We'll throw that on the list somewhere. But for now, let's get the rest of the things. So we needed skin. No, wait, we already got. Wait, we got guts and brains. We didn't get skin. Okay, skin. 10. Skin. 11. Okay, so what are we at now? 120, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 45 is 165. We still have enough stacks for all that. Again, just a reminder, it's called the pigeonhole principle. At least I'm pretty sure mathematically that's what we're dealing with here. Where like, if we have 7 items, we might be using up to 6 stacks. You know, if I had 15 stacks of material here, the most actual stacks it could use out of our storage total would be almost 7 in this, and then 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, right? Like, because if anything's more than a full stack, then that subtracts a full stack from somewhere else. So at most, we could be using, with 7 full stacks, we could be using 12. because there's 5 extra that could have some pieces. So you add 5 for every item type to know how many total stacks we're actually at. Anyway, going down the list here, I'm pretty sure we're close. Plastic, cotton gut, Ralasia seed, casein, bones. Are we done? We are. We're making bone meal here on site. I've officially requested everything that needs to be requested. I am officially confused about what's going on here. Oh, that's what's going on. I didn't call that station control. There we go. Okay, I was really confused about why none of these other items were being ordered. That explains it. Also, this has a train limit of 2. Why did it make 3 orders? Uh-oh. Wait, but it didn't. It only says 2. Oh! Ah, it's getting brains and guts in 1 order! The rare train that can carry 2 things at once. That doesn't happen very often. Okay. Anyway, I think we're looking pretty good for all this. I have no idea what we're like lacking out of all the things we've requested. It looks like Phoenix. So that, I don't know if I ever put it on trains, to be fair. It could be that simple. Oh, we did. Okay, well, I'm confused because we have Phoenix right here. Okay, so what did I do wrong? Phoenix, 8 stacks might be the problem. Thought it was 3 stacks, but yeah, we probably don't have 8 stacks in here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that'll fix that problem. Here come the brain and guts. And then this is getting rid of spoilage of all the things. Perfect. I can jumpstart it, I guess. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. All right, it's all working. So now the next task is to get soil extractors 10. What else did we need for that automation science build? How many did I want? 1.8. I think we still only need 1 wood processing unit though for that. And do we have small parts on trains? I'm honestly not even sure. I'm not even totally sure. But this needs to be stone brick. Stacks to 1,000. But we're using 15 a second. 15 a second. Guys, that's a lot of stone brick. Anyway. That's a lot of keratin from mining that stone, I'll say that. Anyway. What am I trying to say? 15 a second. It's about a minute per stack. I mean, it's really not crazy to do 22, 23 stacks here. That's crazy. Ash, honestly, same amount. Thankfully that stacks highly as well. And then we'll be importing the small parts. In terms of wood, we only need a few logs a second. So log, I think we want station control for that and only like 10 stacks or something. Even that's maybe overkill. What? Is that really, how many logs am I making? make 11,000 an hour. Who cares? Just do one train load. When I think about it that way, it's like one train load's not gonna cost my base that much, and it'll just simplify things. All right, we'll just call it exactly 20 stacks because the buffer will be plenty, the belt buffer. Okay, and then the small part. So we've got small parts. So we do need actual iron. Iron, log, stone, ash, soil extractors, small parts. Okay, so then we need the small parts and the iron plates. Small parts, 22, iron plate, 22. Okay, that should do it. That should do it. And then we also need a good few pump jacks. Besides, I don't have any in my inventory. And I think this is a good place to call it an episode. So we'll get automation science made in the next episode, which I am kind of sad that we're not making it all in the same place, but this is just such a huge production. I was underestimating how much went into that 1.8 automation science. I really was underestimating that. So I'll be making that on a different site. And then everything else will be made here, and we'll ship in the automation science. And I mean, as far as I'm aware, we're done. Like, also, guys, am I taking crazy pills? Did we not delete these? Oh, sorry, we have a second one. I am taking crazy pills. We've requested all of these things. Sort of. I mean, I know that there's still more to do, like we're not making bone meal, but we can make that from steam and bones, right? So we make that on site. We're not making these, but we make those with microorganism mines. Soil comes from water. Wood comes from logs. I guess we do need to request... What's the hot air for? We actually do need the hot air. Okay. We do need to request all the fluids now. So fluids-wise, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. With one of them being makeable on site with biomass if we wanted to. Okay. 9 fluids. Okay, well, why don't we... I think, given that it's exactly 9 and we've got 3 per, I'm just going to say that's easy enough to request 3 more. And we'll just do 3. And these are going to be really small requests in a lot of cases anyway. And we'll change the request thresholds, and I will add into my request here some of these small little tanks. Because 10,000, I mean, even for Zogna, 10,000 would be 50 minutes. And that's the highest consumed fluid of all of them. The rest of them are even lower. So what I'm getting at is these 10,000 sized tanks are going to be more than enough. So I'll request 9 of those for my personal supply. I guess I really only need 6 because I already have 3. It's nice to have some extras. In that case, I'll just have 10. Okay, so we're going to call it an episode here. But we've gotten a lot done. We've improved the crap with HCl and lard processing, which is great. And we've finished requesting all of the necessities for Pi2 science. And I'm curious where our crap is currently at. Wow, we got enough lard because we used up all the brains. Now here's the... Is 187 correct? How much lard do we have in here now? That doesn't seem right. It does say disabled by control behavior, so I guess we're okay. I don't know where the rest of the lard came from, though, then. Because it went way above its count. Maybe that was just the buffer? I don't know. But yeah, we're finally, for once, not needing to render AUGs. Crazy feeling. Oh, I just realized, what are we rendering for brains? Nothing is the primary on brains. Oh. Shouldn't AUGs be the primary on brains? Should we make it cotton guts? I'm gonna leave it just because I think it'll go back up pretty soon. But no, we need to have something. Let's just make it AUGs. I don't really know if that's the best choice, but we'll make it AUGs. And the arthropod and arcad venom are building up. Okay. Alright. Anyway, as always, thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you at the stream on Saturday. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.